New update available.
Wait. Well, that's delicious.
It is approximately 9:27 Sunday night, and for about a week now, I've been using the new DaVinci Resolve 17 beta version, and I plan to continue to use it for the remainder of this video. So if you guys will recall, I have been loving Resolve 16, but come from a background of editing in Final Cut. Overall, I think Resolve is great. However, I couldn't fully switch over because of some of the things that I missed in Final Cut. However, as far as I can tell, those days are behind us. This is the editing software to beat, and I want to revisit the reasons why I hadn't jumped in headfirst yet, and now why you absolutely should.
Okay, so I figured we'd rewatch the old video, see what problems I had back then. Three things? Just 3?
You wrote the list, don't look at me.
Okay, looks like I said, let's see, playback performance, magnetic timeline, speed ramping. We've come up with so many more since then. Come on, fill them in.
All right, you heard the man. So along with those 3 that I called out in my previous video, I also have problems with the fact that you can't preview titles in real time. Also, you can't preview effects or transitions before applying them. Additionally, you can't easily retime the speed of a dedicated audio clip, and you can't hear sound in Fusion. Also, Fairlight audio performance was often hit or miss at best. Now, some of you might know where I'm heading with this, especially if you've cracked into 17 already. You know what I'm about to say. They fixed all of these things. Yeah, every last one. At this point, I have no reason to stay with Final Cut. Okay, and where to begin? Let's start with usability and playback performance. Now, I made another dedicated video recently talking all about that playback performance. I would go check that out. If you embrace the proxy workflow or optimized media or even render cache, there's really any kind of route that you can take for any kind of footage with any kind of PC. You got options, you got control, it's not something to worry about. The thing that I really liked that I found recently is the timeline fluidity. Having all of the different zoom controls on my timeline is fantastic. Command scroll to horizontally scroll through the timeline, option scroll to zoom in on the length of your clips, and shift scroll to increase the height or size of those clips. It feels great. Okay, and the next one that I had from the old video is speed ramping. Now, there actually hasn't been any changes to this, but for those of you who care, speed ramping in Resolve isn't as good as Final Cut. It, however, is still very strong and, in my opinion, neck and neck or just right behind it. If you want to make Daniel Schiffer videos, you will have no problem with Resolve. In fact, it may be just more of a personal preference than anything on this one. Now, the old one from my last video is the magnetic timeline, and this one is very interesting with all of the tweaks to the cut page. In my mind, if you're coming from Final Cut, start on the cut page. But again, what I love about Resolve is you have the option for both the cut page and the option to work in the edit page. They both feel great. They work seamlessly together. The cut page is going to feel more like Final Cut. The edit page is going to feel more like Premiere. And it's got them both. Okay, and another huge one may seem small, but man, this one is critical. Being able to preview your titles and your effects is huge. It almost feels weird to think about before this fix came in, because it should have been there from the beginning. Okay, another potentially small one but huge one for me is the ability to actually retime audio quickly. Now, this is better than the whole right-click retime clip crap that we used to have to do. Now you just use a nice little scroll wheel to speed up or slow down both audio and video clips. I love it. There does seem to be a small bug in the beta where this sometimes shows up for audio and sometimes it doesn't. I hope that it's supposed to be there all the time. Every time I've restarted the program, it opens up just fine. Oh man, another small but big one. Being able to hear sound in Fusion. This is huge. Half the time effects are supposed to be with sound effects or beats of a song. I can't believe that it wasn't there before. It's amazing that it's there now. Okay, and my last one, just another quick little tiny thing that has made a huge difference. With the new Fairlight audio engine, it just works much better. I used to get a lot of crackling and pops, and the audio engine seemed to just be a little sluggish on my computer. It doesn't seem to be an issue anymore. It's awesome.
And guys, with that, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. It's just exciting. It's exciting times right now. Resolve 17 is just, it has me pumped to edit, right? And I love that feeling. I love when new features, new software, new technology comes out that makes me want to edit. All in all, this is a very exciting version, and I couldn't be more psyched. The only caveat that I would maybe call out, of course, with all of the hubbub going on right now, is the new Apple Silicon might have me curious to maybe go look back at Final Cut and just see how optimized that new processor runs with Apple computers. We all know that Apple crushes that, so there's really no question of just how good it might be, but it makes me wonder. That being said, DaVinci / Blackmagic, they came out with a new version, I think right as soon as the M1 chips came out, that was already completely optimized for Apple Silicon, so the incentive to use Final Cut might not be there either. And again, the crazy thing is Adobe doesn't have any of this for Premiere. So way to go Final Cut, which makes sense, and way to go DaVinci. It just shows, I think they are a top tier editor. And as much as, you guys know my opinions on the whole Adobe Cloud Suite, I have a lot of problems with just the way their business model works and how their software works. I am calling it right now. I think Blackmagic is here to stay. DaVinci is going to be the best editor on the market, just widespread. They've got amazing cameras. They have amazing hardware for editing. They have amazing software for editing. There's really nothing holding them back at this point. So I think with that, I need to just find my next project to go edit in Resolve.
That's much it. You have until December 6th at 8 a.m. PST to submit your edit, so you have 2 weeks to make the best edit you possibly can. And to be honest,